Yeah. Hello. Yeah.
Better now?
No, not good. I don't know why.
Well, you can still hear me, right?
I can hear you, but it's not that raised. I don't know why. I guess there's a problem maybe here.
I'm
Yeah.
not sure.
Yeah.
Maybe it'll fix itself in a few minutes. Okay.
I found the problem. I do the phone on don't disturb, and I don't know why when I put it don't disturb, it make the sound of the media lower. I disabled
Okay.
it. Yeah.
Right. Yeah. I don't really know how it works, but it doesn't matter because it's working now. So
Actually, I always do it, but I don't know what happened this time.
yeah.
Because if anyone make a call or anything, it disturb the call on Cambly and make the conversation close.
Okay. Right. Yeah. I think a few people have the same problem.
Yeah. How are you?
I'm fine. You're the guy with the YouTube channel, right? Am I
Yeah.
thinking of someone? Yes, I remember you.
Yeah. Last time you were teaching me some of the slang words, and you told me what your grandfather used to say.
Exactly. Yeah.
Yeah. I
That's
tried.
right.
I tried to get it, but I couldn't.
Give it time. Maybe if you stayed in Newcastle for a while, it'd be better.
Yeah. Actually, when I listened when I watched our episode again, the video, I learned a lot. I found out that there were too many things I missed while we were talking.
For
Yeah,
example.
I got them well while we are talking, but I guess I get another dimension while I listening to them again, while I'm learning from you again.
Okay.
So I decided to talk to you more times because you are, let's say, you are kind of a treasure to me
Oh,
to get
right.
through.
That's
Yeah,
very nice to hear.
yeah, you are great.
Oh,
Great.
thank you.
Yeah.
So what kind of things did you find out then?
Actually, I wrote them somewhere, but I don't know
You've
exactly.
lost them now.
Some of them, yeah. Let's say I remember first when you told me about the Newcastle, I thought it was a castle. It is not the city. Yeah,
Yes, I can see why that would be confusing. Yeah. Well,
yeah,
I think it will have been a castle at one time. You know, at some point in history, the name will have come from a castle.
yeah.
But now it's just a city.
Newcastle.
Newcastle, exactly.
Let's say uh,
The actual the full name of the city is Newcastle upon Tyne. It's quite long.
Newcastle upon Tyne.
That's right. But we
What's
just
Tyne?
say Newcastle. The Tyne is the name of a river.
River.
Hmm.
London has many rivers.
Only one that I'm aware of, the Thames.
The Thames.
The Thames is the river that runs through London.
Actually, this is strange. Why the H is pronounced with the? Yeah,
Don't know. It makes no sense.
yeah, no clue for it.
Don't know.
Uh,
I've just memorized it. No, it makes no. You're quite right. It makes no sense.
yeah.
Maybe it may be a word from Old English because in the past, um, English pronunciation used to be totally different.
Yeah,
And this
I remember the word THEE.
mhm.
Uh, it means you. We have studied this in all.
Yeah, and there's loads of strange words like that from Old English. For example, there's thy and thine and all these weird words from Old English. They're totally obsolete. No one uses them anymore. You don't
I
even really need to learn them.
Actually, the English language is it's like what? It's not stable. It's changed from
Yeah,
time to time, I guess.
they're interesting from the perspective of history, right? From studying English history or history of the language. But in terms of practical use, very limited value.
Mm.
Yeah.
Yeah. You remind me while we are talking about the H sound and stuff like this.
Hmm.
Phrasal verbs, are they common in use in your
Extre-
daily
ex-
conversation?
extremely common.
Because
Use them almost continuously.
hmm, I teach on YouTube right now. I explain in Arabic a book which is called English Grammar News.
Okay.
And I'm about now to finish it. Let's say I'm in the last 13 episodes of it, and I will finish the book, which is really great in my career.
Okay, good.
The last episodes, the last, let's say, 20 or 15 units in the book talk about verbs plus prepositions.
Okay. And do you understand the difference?
Yeah, I know that. I know the
Okay.
verb and the preposition is okay. And after 5 episodes of this of the book, I have 9 new units about phrasal verbs only. So it sometimes make no sense for me that there is a verb plus a preposition giving you a meaning, and I deal with them as a phrasal verb giving me another meaning.
Yes.
Yeah. So
Yeah. In some sense, phrasal verbs are similar to idioms in the sense that the component parts. Well, for example, the meaning of a phrasal verb isn't the same as the component parts put together.
you are asking me?
I'm trying to think of an example. Here's a very difficult one. Here's a colloquial phrasal verb. Grass up.
Grass up, which is
To report someone.
to report someone.
For example,
Grass.
you caught a work colleague stealing, and you told your boss.
So you grass up.
You could say you caught a work colleague
And told your boss.
stealing, and you grassed him up to your boss.
And you grass up. Yeah. So.
So you see, grass and up. What does that have to do with reporting people? You know, it doesn't. It's like.
It's like, while I was studying, let's say 2 years ago, I met the word "go out,"
Yeah.
which is lights went off.
It can mean that. It could literally mean go out, as in like leave a room.
Yeah, this is
Yeah.
this is the difference between verb and preposition giving you a meaning, and when you deal it as a phrasal verb, give you another meaning. As lights went off. Went out, not went off. Because went off as a phrasal verb means make sound. You know? See the difference? So I'm asking about this. Maybe I get from you new information to add on my next episode.
It's interesting. Sometimes in England, at least in Northern England, we would also say they've gone.
Gone.
We would just say they've gone.
They've gone, yeah. It's simple word. They've gone. The light went out, they've gone.
Yeah. It's like, I suppose really you should add more meaning. You should say they've gone out, or they've because what you're meaning to say is that the light has gone.
Yeah.
But you just simplify it to they've gone.
Yeah, it's similar to our language in Arabic too. Yeah. Mission, راحت. It's gone. Yeah.
Yeah.
Same here.
Yeah, and you can say the lights have gone out too.
Yeah, it's really making learners of English phrasal verbs make us confused.
Yeah, I've several students, and I've done quite a lot of lessons recently on phrasal verbs because they find it very challenging to learn about phrasal verbs. And something else, there's no real logical pattern that you can learn, you know? You literally just have to learn them one by one.
Yeah.
Memorize them. It's the only way.
Yes, there is no way to get it. Just practice them, right?
Because yeah, exactly. Because like grammar, you don't have to learn the grammar of the individual word. You know, you learn the system, and then when you learn the system, you can apply it to each verb, right?
Yeah. Now you are talking like metrics.
Exactly. But the system, right? But But phrasal verbs, no. It's different for each and every one.
Yeah, but I guess phrasal verbs goes more for the daily conversations, not in written English, right?
It depends, because sometimes people might be writing in English in the style of daily conversation.
So I
For
mean that because I didn't see this before. Are phrasal verbs formal English or informal English?
informal,
Informal. So
because
they are not recommended in written.
for example, you might have someone who writes a novel in English,
Hmm.
but they're writing in a style of daily conversation.
Yeah.
Hmm.
It's true. Yeah, you're right about this.
Hmm.
Good point.
Yeah.
So phrasal verbs are very important, and you have to memorize them one by one.
Well, if you can think of a better method, please tell me, but I don't know one.
Actually, I
Yeah.
don't have one.
I don't see how it would be. It's the same with idioms. You just have to learn them individually.
You say them idioms?
You know what idioms are?
Yeah, I know idioms. I
Yeah.
have taught some of them.
I'm saying, like, there's no system to learn idioms. You just have to learn them individually.
Yeah,
There's no pattern.
so now, as long as you have went for idioms, are idioms the same as proverbs?
No.
No.
I'm trying to think what the difference in the depth. I mean, I can see why they'd be confused.
Actually, in our language, it could be the same.
I think the reason why they're not the same is that the phrasal verb can have some connection to the words involved. You know, for example, get up. You know, that's a phrasal verb.
Yeah.
There
Wake
is a
up.
connection. There is a connection because you're getting yourself. You're getting, and then the movement that's involved is in an upwards direction. You know, there is a connection. But if you say something like break a leg, you know, break
So,
a
yeah, break
you,
a leg, do a good performance in a show or something
yeah,
like
it's like do your best, or it can
that.
mean like have fun. You know,
Yeah.
what that has absolutely zero connection with breaking a leg. You know, so I think that could be the difference between the two things.
I guess I have once looked up for break a leg. It was some kind of related to old Romans Empire. When people
Mhm.
try to cheer soldiers, when try to cheer someone, they just stamp their feet on the land, making noise as they are cheering, not by hand but with their foot. That's why it's
Ah,
come
okay.
break.
I didn't know that. It's interesting.
Yeah, I think I started this before because I was trying to make my beginning on YouTube was trying to explain idioms, and I did
Hmm.
break leg too.
Hmm.
But I found out that idioms are not a type of a cup of tea for other people to,
Yeah.
or they are not too interested in this.
Mm.
You know?
Yeah, it's a bit kind of. I like it, but I suppose we're both like in the industry of teaching English, right? So we're like English nerds, you know?
Yeah,
You
I
understand
guess
what I said? I said we're English nerds.
nerds. I hear this word a lot in movies, in American movies.
Yeah, it's an American word, but we use it sometimes. It means like we're geeks.
Yeah.
Yeah, like we love English, but like not everyone's so interested in it.
Yeah, actually, the English language is really amazing. It's good. It's a challenge for anyone who wants to acquire a language. I don't know. I didn't try to learn another language rather than you. You have tried and you mastered it, Spanish, as I remember.
Yes, that's correct. Yeah.
But you did it on your own way. I remember you have said that you have
Um,
traveled to Spain and lived there 2 years and a half. So,
Yeah, I mean, not everyone has the money or the time to do that, you know. And
yeah,
a lot of
right.
people have commitments, you know. They might have kids or they're married or they have a career, you know. So
I
it's
still remember, by the way, your date. You have said that in October, next October, right?
that's correct. Well, this October.
This
So
October, yeah.
in five months.
In fact,
Be careful when you say that. This and next October. So if you say this October, it means October of this year, And if you say next October, it means October of the year after.
Really?
Yes.
I didn't know that. Yeah.
Yeah. Just well, they might understand it from the context, but just to be totally clear, say this October.
So this October means the one in this year. Next October, the one in the next.
Well, if you say next, it's unclear. It could be October 2019 or it could be October 2020.
Yeah.
Whereas if you say this, it's 100% clear what you mean.
Yes, this is clear. Yeah. Actually, I will be interested to attend your your wedding if it's possible.
Yeah. Yeah, it'd probably be quite different from a Middle Eastern one, I imagine.
Middle Eastern, yeah, it's totally different.
Mm-hmm.
One of my friends live in Turkey, and he loved a girl from Morocco, and
Right.
he went to Morocco and he did his wedding there. He was making it live on Facebook, and wow, it was amazing. The traditions there, it's totally different from where I live. I live in Egypt, and
Mm-hmm.
traditions are totally different. So it's really amazing to know other cultures about
Mm-hmm.
marriage and ceremonies. How do they manage it? Wow.
I think in Europe, especially Western Europe, we often assume that all like North African culture is the same. We
Really?
kind of we like lump it together.
Yeah, we do
We
this.
assume that Egypt's the same as Libya and Algeria, Morocco. It's just like the desert countries of Northern Africa, you know?
But uh, you said desert countries, Egypt.
The desert countries,
Really?
you know, like the North African culture. Well, it's because of ignorance, because we don't really know much about those countries in general.
That's the problem, you know. Even in American movies, when they try to film or make a scene in Egypt, they have
Desert
this
countries.
image of camels, pyramids, desert, but
I made a
it's
mistake.
different there. We have modern countries, we have wide streets, paved streets, by the way, we have
Uh,
cars.
yeah, I know. Excuse me, by the way, I made a spelling mistake. I
Desert.
said I put dessert countries, like you know, like cakes and ice cream and things. I mean desert like the sand. Yeah,
Desert.
I know.
I guess dessert comes with a double S.
Yes, yes.
Uh, so when you go to a restaurant and you ask for a dessert, you ask it before the food or after the food? Maybe
Depends.
it depends.
For example, if you went to like McDonald's,
Hmm?
you might order at the same time.
Okay.
But if you go to like a normal restaurant,
Hmm?
like I don't know, like say an Italian restaurant, you would probably order it at the end. They would come round with like a separate menu,
Yeah.
often anyway.
Do you go to restaurants often?
Yeah, I spent most of my grandfather's inheritance in an Italian restaurant in Spain
What
when
did he?
well I was trying to I, I was trying to impress a pretty girl, so you know.
Oh, so
But yeah, I sure love eating. Italian is the best in my opinion. I love it.
really, do you like food?
I love food. It's great. It's one of the pleasures of life.
Okay, I asked like and you said love. Is there a difference between both?
No. I think in English the word love is a lot weaker than in some other languages.
Oh,
So in many contexts in English, you know, it's an important point, so I'll write it down. In English, love is synonymous. You know what synonymous means, right?
I know synonym. Synonymous.
Yeah, synonymous is like an extension of the word synonym. It means to mean the same as.
Yeah, synonymous.
Hmm.
Synonymous. Yeah, with like.
Not always, but often.
Not always, but often. Yeah.
Hmm.
I know the word synonym and antonym.
Antonym. Yes, an antonym is something which means like the opposite of, right?
The opposite of, yeah.
Yeah. So for example, this is, I think, maybe not unique to English, but not a lot of languages have this. For example, in Spanish, well, in English, I can say I love chocolate, right?
Yeah.
But if in Spanish I say amo chocolate or quiero chocolate, it's like I have a romantic relationship with chocolate, you know? It's strange, you know?
You know, in Arabic we have more than a word for the word love in Arabic. We
Right.
have, let's say, يعشق, يغرم به. These are words, synonyms for the word like and love. Let's say we have maybe for the word, the one root, many words come out of it.
Sure.
The Arabic, you know how many roots in English?
I'm not sure.
English words.
I'm sure you find out pretty quickly.
I guess I can find it. Roots.
Of course, more roots will be added all the time because English is a changing language, but then never mind.
I didn't get a number, unfortunately.
A lot of roots anyway, a large amount.
We have more than you can imagine in Arabic. We have too many words.
What someone once told me that in classical Arabic, there's over 1 million words.
Maybe more. Because you know what's the what makes the Arabic language stable, and let's say it is not like English could be changed from time to time.
Continuously.
No, the Holy Quran. Yeah,
okay.
Yeah, from the main. Yeah, but the fountain of it. You know, let's say I want to say the main core.
Yeah, because I suppose your holy text, right, is written in Arabic.
Yeah, the holy text which came from Allah, God.
Okay.
We have God. You know God, right?
Well, yeah. Well, not personally, but you know what I mean.
Muslims, we don't say the word God. We have Allah.
Yeah. Well, we have that. We have that in Christianity too. It's called Jehovah.
Jehovah.
It's the name of God in Christianity.
Really?
Yes.
Jehovah.
That's right.
Jehovah. We have it.
It's in the Jehovah is the name of God in Judaism, for the Jews, and also for Christianity. But it's often, not always, but it's some forms of Christianity, they view it as disrespectful to use the name of God.
Disrespectful?
Some forms of Christianity, they think that it's disrespectful to use God's name. So they use the title of God or Lord.
Oh, this is new for me. I didn't know this. Actually, this is kind of let's say, explained many things. That's why I say the Lord or God.
It's not God's name, it's a title. Like, for example, Donald Trump, right? His name is Donald Trump, but he has titles like president.
President, yeah.
You can call him president, and it's correct, you know, because he is the president. But it's a title. So that's the difference between a title and a name.
It's recommended in Christianity, in some forms of Christianity too.
Exactly, and also Judaism.
Judaism, yeah.
Also, yes, some forms of Christianity, they don't like to use it, because they view it as disrespectful.
Actually, it's more respectful to say the word Allah in Arabic.
I know it depends. Well, some forms of Christianity have the same view, but it you know, it's different. As with anything to do with religion, there's many different perspectives and viewpoints on these things, isn't there?
Actually, religion is different because it depends on beliefs, on mind. Yeah, it's tough. You know what's the strongest thing in the world that make people fight? I don't know. Ideas, beliefs.
Oh yes, definitely.
I just can talk to you and just put in your mind some ideas, and wow, you are like a bomb moving between people. Other words, I can make you full of positive energy, and you are helping others to do
Yeah.
better.
Yeah, and it doesn't necessarily have to be religious ideas. It could be political ideas as well.
Actually,
Because you know the Cold War. You know about the Cold War?
between Russia and America.
Exactly. I mean, that was like a political ideology of capitalism versus communism. That wasn't a religious idea. It was a political one.
When you went to this, I just remembered Chernobyl. Have you seen Chernobyl?
I think that they've put a new TV show out about it, right?
Yeah,
I haven't seen it yet though. Is it on Netflix?
I guess, of course, everything is not is on.
Yeah. Okay.
Didn't miss anything.
Yeah, I haven't seen it yet though. I haven't seen the show.
Actually, I watch them online. We have here free websites
To
where they
download
can.
it illegally. It's okay.
Do you have
It's
in Britain?
you what? Sorry.
Do you have the same sites?
Yeah, they exist. I used to use them in the past. Like it's like now I pay like £6 a month for Netflix, and it's so easy to watch movies or films legally. It's like it's not worth the effort to do it illegally, you know?
Uh,
it's almost easier for me to do it the legal way, you know?
you just remind me with a new political situation come to us in Egypt. We have all these sites, websites in Egypt and the Arab world, which can pirate anything on television and make it available on the internet just a few hours, and it will be completely behind you in your hand on the internet, right?
Right.
The Egyptian government have, let's say, has launched a new application, which is called Watch It. Okay,
Okay.
want to make this program works well and get more people to subscribe on it and they pay money to watch their favorite series and films and movies there. So
Okay.
how can they make this happen? They closed all the websites on the which can buy this. It was a disaster in Ramadan the last month. It's some kind of all the directors and movie makers make their best series, and they let's say make it public on TV in the last month. Let's
During
say
Ramadan, right?
Ramadan. Yeah, you know about Ramadan, right?
I know a bit about Ramadan. That's right.
Great. Okay, it's finished now, 3 days or 5 days ago. So this year we were shocked. No series on YouTube or anywhere. What happened? We figured out that the government has closed all these websites and just make them available on the application. And they were going and where it is going to be uploaded. Oh, switch it off, switch it off, switch it off. It was amazing, really, this year. But finally, we got them too online, free.
Wow. You guys in Egypt, you don't like paying for stuff, do you?
We don't like paying because we don't have money.
Yeah, it's true. Yeah, I mean, I've done the same thing for many years, but you know,
I hope we can change.
sure.
I hope we can change.
Hopefully, as